Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, Cardano, blockchain and NFTs. I'm sure in the last 3 years, at least one of these words have crossed your mind. And what are they? These are all cryptocurrencies and they form the next generation of currencies in the world. But let me take you through the story of how currencies began. The world has been through 5 different stages of currency. Stage 1 was barter trade. So let's just say, for example, you saw a guy with a really nice horse. And you wanted that nice horse, but all you had was a fat old cat. Now, you could try to convince the guy to take your lousy old cat for his really nice horse, but that doesn't really work all the time. So that's where we introduced coins into the equation. Alright, so due to the inadequacies of barter trade, gold and silver coins were introduced into the equation. The British pound was called the British pound because it was literally a pound of silver. So it doesn't matter if the guy doesn't want your cat, you can literally trade your coins for his horse. The next improvement of the entire currency system was the introduction of paper money. This mainly happened because banks were established and governments took control of all money. But essentially it does the same thing. One of the biggest differences is now money doesn't have value because it's made of pure silver. Instead, it has value because the government says it does. Money is literally just a promise from the government that it's just worth something. Really, it's just a receipt that says that you are owed this amount of money. Now, because it's not realistic that you have to continuously print money, this is where they introduce the online banking system. All these numbers that you see on screens are all about spreadsheets just adding up. Did you really think that when you send your friend 20 Rand, some dude at the bank is literally taking 20 Rand from your pile of money and putting it in their pile of money? I don't think so. And finally, now when we enter the last stage of currency, well, that we know of, we look at cryptocurrency. This is online currency that Satoshi Nakamoto created in 2013 and is essentially 100% virtual money. There's no gold, silver, paper, or dogs in the equation. It's literally just a transfer of digital assets. The core concept is very similar to online banking. The only difference is that each bank has their own spreadsheet of numbers that they keep track of, whereas cryptocurrency is literally just one massive spreadsheet with everybody's transactions on it. This is called the ledger. So now that we know what the ledger is, we can introduce the concept of blockchain technology. This is technology that stores information in nodes all around the world. And for a transaction to be deemed as confirmed, it will have to update every single node everywhere in the world. This kind of adds a layer of security because if I put on my hacker shoes and try to hack into the network to give myself some extra money, the transaction will not go through because I would have to change all the nodes' information all around the world. And that's kind of impossible for me to change every single node's information at the same time, since it's all in different places. The system will realize that 99.9% of ledgers are saying one thing, and the one other ledger is saying something else, and therefore will discredit the transaction. So here are some pros of cryptocurrency. It kind of eliminates the need for banks. A lot of places in the world have access to internet, but they can't really easily access banks. So this kind of removes that whole problem. The second pro is that you can make international transfers instantly. Lastly, crypto is decentralized, which means that it's not controlled by any government or third-party leader. This means that you don't have to worry about exchange rates, interest rates, and the transaction costs are essentially zero. Well, for some coins it is anyway. Now please remember that cryptocurrency is not Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, along with 23,000 other coins, each with its own use case and function. So now you may be wondering, how on earth does your money grow in cryptocurrency? When cryptocurrencies increase in value, the term we use is that they are going to the moon, or mooning, which to some people might mean something very different. The basic understanding that you need to know when trying to understand how your cryptocurrency investment is going to increase starts with the term market cap. The market cap is the total market dollar value of a cryptocurrency's circulating supply. Let's break this down using Bitcoin. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, never more. And by the way, this is not a real Bitcoin. Real Bitcoins are virtual. Now, there are only 19,500,000 Bitcoin currently in circulating supply. What this means is that the rest of them are still to be mined and distributed by the owners, whoever they are. For simplicity's sake, let's assume that the market cap of Bitcoin is $1 trillion. So if you invest 1,000 Rand into Bitcoin, for your investment to double, the market cap of $1 trillion has to grow to $2 trillion. That's pretty hard. So what I'm basically saying is that it's going to be hard for your investment to double, but it'll also be quite hard for your investment to go to zero. Now, if we move down the table a bit and look at one of my favorite crypto coins, Cardano, we would see that their market cap is sitting at $10 billion. So if we had to invest 1,000 Rand into Cardano and that $10 billion grew to $20 billion, our investment of 1,000 Rand would grow to 2,000 Rand. If we compare it to Bitcoin, it's a lot easier for a coin to gain $10 billion in market cap than it is for a coin to gain $1 trillion in market cap. But that being said, it's also easier for a coin to lose $10 billion than it is for a coin to lose $1 trillion. So the investment is riskier. Now, let's take it even a step further and head to one of the newer cryptocurrencies. If we invest in a coin that has a market cap of $10 million, which is much less than $1 billion and much less than $1 trillion, and that coin grows to $1 billion, that is a 100x, which means if we invested 1,000 Rand when the coin was $10 million and it grew to $1 billion, that 1,000 Rand investment would be worth 100,000 Rand. I know it's a lot, but just forget about this. Crypto is very numbers driven, but if you stick with it long enough, you'll figure how it works and it will become a lot easier to invest. Now, for what you guys have been waiting for, how I turned 1,000 Rand into 2 million Rand in 1 month. One day, I was scrolling Twitter, or as you now call it, X, and I saw someone talk about a new coin that was launching called SafeMoon. Get it? Like go into the moon, but safely. So I looked into the developers to make sure that it wasn't a scam. Geez, man, there is so many scams in cryptocurrency, so just be safe when you are looking at different coins. Anyways, I was looking at the developers and everything seemed to check out. Everything seemed legit, proper guys doing proper things, and nothing screamed scam. So I said, screw it. If the coin is brand new, if it does well, then good. If it doesn't, then at least I tried. Now, an important note is that I only invested the money that I was comfortable losing at the time. So please don't invest with money that you are not comfortable losing. An analogy that I like to use when investing in crypto is I imagine taking that money, throwing it into a bin and setting it on fire. If I'm still happy after it's burnt, then I can invest that money happily. So anyways, I invested 1,500 Rand into the coin. After depositing my money and transferring it to the correct exchange, I paid about 300 Rand in exchange fees as well as something called buy tax. But don't worry about that for now. On the 16th of March in 2021, the price of one SafeMoon coin was 800 millions of Rand, which means my 1,200 Rand investment gave me 15 billion SafeMoon coin. After investing in the coin, literally days after, my wallet balance started to grow exponentially. In 8 days, it jumped to 22,000 Rand. In 13 days, it jumped to 100,000 Rand. And geez, on the 11th of May, the price of one SafeMoon coin reached 165 10,000ths of the Rand. That is a 2 million% increase, taking the balance of my account to over 2 million Rand. So that means if I had withdrawn the money at that point, I would have had 2 million Rand in cash. Unfortunately, I didn't. And that's when somebody by the name of Greed came knocking in on my door and I let him in. I was convinced that that money was going to grow to tens of millions of Rands, but it didn't. And in just 13 days, I lost 1.3 million Rand, taking the balance to 750,000 Rand. At that point, I decided to cut my losses and withdraw 650,000 Rand, leaving the rest in to grow if it did go to that point. Anyways, with that 650,000 Rand, I kind of invested it into a bunch of other coins where I still have some, I've lost some, and that's cryptocurrency. Now, yes, at this point, I did lose a lot of money, but there's always valuable lessons in making and losing money. The lesson that I learned in this one is that you shouldn't let greed get the best of you. Play it safe to an extent, but don't forget to take risks. I still think that there is so much potential in cryptocurrency and it's definitely not dead. So I'm going to tell you guys some of the coins that I'm investing in right now. This is not financial advice. This is just what I'm investing in right now. The kind of safer investments that I'm playing is that I'm investing in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano. And going down the list to play the more riskier investments, I'm looking at Arbitrum, which is a layer 2 version of ETH, Tron, Doge, Floki, Hedera HBAR, and something called Radix or XRD. check that one out. If you want to know why I'm investing in each of these cryptocurrencies, let me know in the comments and we'll make a video later on telling you exactly why. And by the way, please subscribe. The last thing I want you to tell me in the comment section below is your experience with crypto. And if you have any questions, I'm always happy to help. So if you haven't checked out this video, go check out the top highest paying jobs in South Africa. And if you haven't seen the top 5 AIs that you should be using right now, go check it out.